Hello, it's Dirky Dirk, and we are on the test server again, and I'm so excited because we have some serious news to go over. The Ashton Ring, etc. So first of all, Ashton Ring, there's a new map, and you gotta get some good translators or something. I mean, this is garbage. But new map is intriguing. As you can see here, there's a ring. It's Ashton Ring, and there's some kind of ring, I don't know, particle collider or just some kind of a tram. I don't know what it is. And it looks like the same thing as Crater, right? Because Crater is the same thing. It's going down. But this one, it looks like from the picture, it's going up, which to me says this could be a much better map than Crater. I'm looking forward to that. I guess this is it. They're all just going to meet right in the center and brawl it out. That's what the bots are going to do. So just be warned. There's one point over here in the center. That's where the bots will come to kill each other. And it's a pit. Blah. And as far as it looks just like Chernobyl. Just like the inside of Chernobyl when it exploded. Which is kind of makes sense for what this game is and who made it. Moving on. Alright, so new faction parts. Today we're giving you parts of new faction again. So there is a new radar verifier. Okay, new wheels tough. And mechanical legs big room. I'm going to start off with the boring stuff. We have tough wheels. And tough wheels don't seem to have any perk, but their durability is 200 as opposed to 215, so they're not as durable as AC. What the hell? They're less durable than APC, less tonnage, higher power score. Okay, why do we have these? If this is your first stream, I'm sorry. What the hell is going on today? Alright, so we got these tough wheels. They're called tough, but they're not tough. They look alright. They look like pretty standard construction wheels. Hell with that! Let's actually see what we came here to see, right? We're going here for the legs. Let's do it. The big rim. Here are the legs. Ah, so you can. I'm just tapping the E key to switch them, so I can switch them back and forth. That's pretty cool. I didn't know I could do that. I'm gonna start off derpy. Why not? Let's just see how long I had to make this for them to fit. Quite long, right? That fits. So you could do this. So here I am in driving mode. Look how nice it drives. I would do this right out the gate, guys. This works. This totally works. Make a little circle UFO and then shift. Now my cab is working and the legs. So cool. This is what's really cool. The legs have a perk. The legs will help out your accuracy and your cab perk will help your reloading. So put them all on shift and you're pretty much good to go. Notice how nice the legs are. These legs are solid. The wheels do not work. Now, here are my weapons who are actually in wheel mode. They're a little bit protected by the wheels, right? A little bit. Maybe not. So they're kind of protected, actually, yeah. They're kind of protected by the wheels. Alright, still my cannon is now sparking. Not really much protected now. Yes, protected. So their cannons are a little protected by the wheels. Look at that. And then when I go into walk mode, they're now exposed more, and I can kasak, you know. This is the best way to put the legs, because otherwise you have a lot of wasted space. So with legs and wheels, nope, the legs are still touching. So the legs are gonna slow it down a bit. Can I strafe? No. Leggy boy, cool. It's a really cool looking spider. I like that a lot. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. Yeah, no kidding you could put a mammoth under these. That's really dragging. And then, legs. Perfect. I'm fine. I'm not even dragging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, and it's viable with legs. 5 is viable for wheels. That's a lot. Bigfoots, I only love Bigfoot so much because you can put 2 underneath. That puts a whole new world of possibility for building, but this gives you 5. Yeah, if you kind of pair these with other stuff, it's gonna be really weird. It works! You can do this. Slow down a lot. Yep, so you can do this if you so chose. Jump! Oh, it doesn't. I wish it would jump. That'd be cool if it jumped or something, but... So let's see. 80, 170, 50, 80. 80, 170. Okay, so nothing special about parts just yet. It does look like you would craft these as normal, just you might have to unlock the blueprint with the battle pass or something. Okay, old upgrade we were code. Guys, you know how in your storage you have some things that you fused? I hope you did, some things. Well, here's the thing. If you fused stuff in the past, before the update, additional random bonuses from other groups will be added to it. The hell does that mean? If the old upgrade is not included in the new list of possible... So, they're changing the list of upgrades. If your thing is not in there, you get some new bonuses. But how they're going to manage this, there's so much room to screw this up. Alright, so here are goblins. Now, goblins, I have fused a whole bunch of all kinds of crap on these things. There's durability added onto it. So, now let's do an experiment, shall we? What happens if I fuse these? They already have some kind of a buff to it. So 10, 10, 20, 20, and 141. Now, I'm going to fuse these. What happens? Do I get an additional thing? Do I lose the thing? What happens? 10, 10, 20, 20. Mass goes down. Cooling rate goes the same. I choose A or B. Oh, holy crap! I keep the old bonuses or I get a new set. I can't choose this one. It doesn't let me. It says no. If I choose not to have the new perk, does that mean that I've lost 2 goblins? Hold the button. What? Why do you have to hold a button? It's not a button if you have to hold it. Jeez. What happens if I do this? I've lost goblins. So, I had fused weapons, right? I tried fusing them again, and it said, do you want to keep your old stuff, or do you want to have a new fusion that sucks? I said, I don't want it to suck, I want the old fusion, because that was actually better. I held the button, like you said, and now I fused my goblins, and I lost goblins. I didn't gain anything from that. Thank you for subbing! Alright, let's try again. Defenders. So, now that I know kind of how it works, I've got defenders. It says resistance to all damage. Cooling rate. That's a lot of stuff. That's 4 things. Now, what if I fuse it? Alrighty, let's see what happens. Don't keep me suspended. So, here's the old one. Resistance, cooling rate, range. Now, it's durability, time to overheating, which is really good. Range. So, same range is time to overheating instead of cooling. I think I like time to overheating. This is more like radiator. This is more like cooler. If you have to hold it, and it's not a button if you needed to, what's it called? It's a virtual pressure plate. Delayed input button of doom-maliciousness. Let us push that delayed input button of doom-maliciousness now, and bing, we got one. So what I don't like is if you choose not to have their garbage new perk, you've lost all your weapons. So when you fuse something with no fusion already, it gives you a whole bunch of stuff, not just one. It gives you resistance, in this case, resistance, explosion radius, ammo reserves, which is really good actually. And if you fuse stuff that's already fused, you get to choose the old one or the new one. Does that make sense? So if you have a whole bunch of rares and you've already fused them, that rare goes to special. So for example, these buzzsaws I already had fused just for melee +5, but now they were upgraded to specials. They are durability +10 as well. So it really helps to fuse your stuff now. I think that's one thing that we've learned. It's been really confusing. I'm sorry, I'm totally confused. But if you have rares, fuse them now. I mean, one fused rare and one fused special, the amount of resources is tremendous. Explosive damage and radar. So, didn't it sound so great when, remember when we were saying, why don't you just have one radar? People are spamming radar, you don't like it. I don't care, by the way. My own personal thing is I don't care. But people are spamming radar, you don't like it, give them one freaking radar. And they said, okay, fine. And we said, good, you finally got it. And they said, no. And now we're like hitting our heads again. So they don't want to limit us to have one radar. They just don't want to do it. Why? Because there's some people, there's like a whole different class of people who really take this stuff really seriously, put stuff on exhibition, and then they just want us to download or like it. And it's more like social media kind of, like somebody made this and they want us to like it for some reason, and that's how they play this game. They don't actually play it, they just like the, I mean, if you want to do, I would say that's totally, look, here's a little grave, okay, a little graveyard floating grave thing. There's no cab. So it's just what it is. It's fun, it's art pieces, it's not anything you can play with or anything like that. And that's okay. I would say that's a part of the game. It's a little special part of the game. And if you want to do that, that's cool. But the problem now is, oh, look at this, the spiky pig, I love it. Spiky pig. a lionfish, actually. That's see, there's really cool stuff in here. I like it. Here's where the problem messed up radar spam. So this guy over here, he wants to have a lot of radar for armor. Okay, whatever. So now they're saying if we really are saying that radar spam is bad and we want to get rid of radar spam, then just limit to 1 radar. But if they limit to 1 radar, then this guy, who is on exhibition, he's very proud of his build. He's got 19 downloads. This build would be undownloadable. And he'd be screaming, "Ah, it's over, my life is over, uninstall the game." I don't think that's why they should make changes to this game or not. They should not base it based on exhibition pieces that can or can't be used. I disagree with that. If you want to have the argument that it's more creative to have more than 1 radar, I'm for that. I'm totally fine. Let's do it. I'm fine with it. Let's just move on. But if you want to fix radar spam because Clan Wars guys are saying it's an immediate problem, then it's kind of weird. But they're kind of making it pass through, and it's not really going to be armor anymore. So you can still have your radars, and it's... I just feel like they made a really complicated solution, a really complicated, quote-unquote, weird solution-ish to a very simple problem. That's all. Balance Tweaks hovers. So, the hovers only have a 14% drop in altitude. I'm fine with that. I just want to put on here for the record, I'm fine with that. My position has always been that I respect hovers. I can't do it, therefore if you're really good with hover, then take it. You deserve it. If you're really sad about that and you feel like they're impossible to kill, I get that too, and that is kind of a sad thing, but it hasn't stopped me from playing the game. I hope that's okay for you. Changing altitude will definitely take away some possible quote-unquote unfair advantage of hovers. I think that's really going to be fine. And hover players won't like it, but there will always be hover whining. That's the way it is. Hover check. Check. So nothing is affected with hovers, only the altitude. That's still pretty damn high. Look at that. That is really high. But they say it's the altitude difference. I'm going to have to ignore them. I don't know. Aegis Prime. Here's funny. Okay. So here's the problem, right? So with Aegis, they're going to click on red. Whoa. Now there's a barrier. Now that barrier goes away. They hit blue. Whoa. Now yellow. Whoa. So 3 times. They've done barriers 3 times and then they recycle. So by the time yellow is still cooling down, they've got Bigfoots, they've got Cheetah, they got fusions to cool down the red Aegis. So by the time yellow is done, red is back up. And by keep on clicking buttons and recycling these things, they have a permanent shield. That's the problem. I don't really feel mad about it, but I can understand that being a pretty bad mechanic to exploit. So how are they gonna do it? Here's what they're gonna do. Let's pretend you have 3 Aegis Prime installed, all 4 ready for activation. The first shield will work for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's recharging. The next one, if you activate the next shield while the first one is recharging, its duration will be reduced by 30%, and then the third one will be reduced by 60%. So it's harder for you to cycle brainlessly. So in theory, you have one good cycle, right? Red, blue, yellow. And then it takes a longer time to go back to the beginning. So there's to be a big gap. That's how they're trying to make it work. But what they failed to think about is all you got to do is time it a little more precisely and you have the same exact thing. They're talking about reloading. When the barrier is still up, that's not reload. So all you got to do is time it. The red one goes up. It's not done yet. Now just before the red is gone, you tap the blue one. There's a little overlap. Red is reloading. Okay? Red is stopped reloading. Blue is still up. And then, before blue is gone, hit the yellow. And then, the yellow is still up. Before yellow is gone, hit the red. Okay. You have the same exact thing. There might be a little overlap between yellow and red. Alright, so let's try this, okay? 1. I'm gonna let it reload. Second. Alright, so the second one is noticeably... So, reloading definitely had a hit. Now let's reload all this stuff. And start again, doing it properly. Alright, they're both good. So here's how you do it, right? I'm gonna hit 1. It's still on, it's still on, it's still on. 2. No reduction. No reduction. All you gotta do is hit the second one before the first one is gone, and you have no reduction. Devs, ya failed. Ya failed. A lot of people are gonna say, why don't you just limit them to 1 Aegis? Because like I say, the same problem with radar. There's a whole bunch of people with a lot of Aegis who want their builds to have this. The number of downloads, the number of likes. If you have many Aegis and then you limit them to 1 Aegis, they can't download your build anymore. You're gonna be crying. So remember radar spam. This is the reason why they told us we can't limit it to 1 radar. The reason was because they want to protect exhibition guys. I think that is a terrible excuse for doing anything, because it's good to have blueprints, it's good to have the likes and the downloads. It should not affect active gameplay, how gameplay works. I do have strong opinions. I continue to love this game. I continue to be really excited about the update. So that's still, I'm not going the salt route. That's still me. I'm still really happy about this game. Cabins, they will not change the principle of energy distribution in all cannons. I'm actually fine with that. I was kind of scared about having heavy cabs get 12 energy. The heavy cabs remain 11 energy. The blue ones remain 10 energy. Notice how the Growl still has 11 energy as of yet. Good, because if this has 10 energy, it's dead. It's dead. Bat Cab has 11 energy down from 12. Okay, so Bat has 11, Growl has 11. Bat is still so much better than the Growl. I love the Bat. Get your Bats now, people, and fuse them. Delay before self-destruction -20? What a strange perk. I love it. So durability and weight limit are increased. Fuse your rares, guys. Fuse your Bats. You're going to be proud of what you did. So yeah, Light Cabin. The Light Cabins still don't have a huge mass limit, as they were really scaring us before. The Jawbreaker still gets only 10. Why? Somebody explain that to me. There's no perk. Maybe just because it's so much better to have tonnage and mass limit than most other rares. I don't. And yes, we do have these one with frames. What does that mean? Does that? I mean, it means a lot. Yes, you can make really pretty builds. You can put frames where you couldn't before. I say one with frames means you can add redundancy. So here's a really long build. If you lose the very first frame, what happens? Doggone. Doggone. What do we do about this? We can add a lot of redundancy with frames. So what I mean is, okay, so there's a lot of frame redundancy here. What does that mean? It means that if your first frame is shot off, oh, I lost something, but I didn't lose everything. Well, what does it take, man? Let me shoot the other side then. Poof, now you're dead. What? I have all my wheels, sorry. That means that I still have redundancy in frames enough that one little one will allow the rest of it to survive. And that's pretty cool. So you have a cannon blast, boom! I didn't lose everything, right? Redundancy of frames is something that that people are not talking about with these mini ones. Yes, it's cute. Yes, you can put them in places you couldn't before. But I'm telling you, the redundancy factor is gonna make these things really, really sing. So here's what I will say about this thing. There's a new upgrade coming. I'm so excited. I'm so happy there's going to be a new special class. I'm excited about the fusion rework. And the battle pass, we'll see how that works. There's so many ways for them to really mess this thing up. One thing to mess it up is the battle pass. If they get really greedy about what battle pass does, who has access to certain things, who doesn't, how much access you have, they could really, really mess up that. So they could really mess up the specials integration as far as the economy, as far as having these epic things totally be too expensive now. The epics might totally change now that they require specials to be created. They could mess that up. They could really mess up the wheels. I've been saying for ages, since I was on this game, that they should make wheels, you craft 2 instead of 1, because it sucks so hard to craft for movement parts. You get 1 wheel, it does nothing. Weird. Look at that. Shivs, you get 2 for the cost of essentially 1. Remember, because, you know, wheels are now 2 instead of 1. Wheels are going to be totally changed, and that could really hurt the economy, really, really hurt it. It could also, if that makes it more accessible to have more moving parts, I'm all for that too, because it really hurts getting tracks, right? But from what I can tell, you still have to grind for one leg. Ouch. You still gotta grind for one hover. Ouch. So if you want tracks from now on, you are getting 2 tracks for the price of 1. So game, you messed up. You messed up this. I don't agree with this at all. The piercers have no perks. The goblins have no perks. Because, you know, it's the first part of the tier. It sucks. That's not an excuse. That is no excuse. I'm sorry, game. It's a special. It should have a perk. I don't care that's the first one. Piercers need help. They're just piercers. What does this have on a defender? Nothing. There's no perk to it. I mean, they're cool. They're cool weapons. But it's still a rare. Goblins is gonna hurt. They don't stab and they're not passed through that can be shot off. That's really lame. I like goblins. You might say goblins are OP. If you say goblins are OP, you'll enjoy it. Goblins are gonna lose a lot. That's just too much. And there's no excuse. Junk bows are pretty good anyway. I'm not crazy about, I mean, that's fine. But mace has a perk. It makes sense. This makes no sense. Be consistent, game. Consistent. Maybe the new faction is only available in Battle Pass. I'm hoping that's not the case. Let us replace engineers with the new faction and just unlock recipes with the Battle Pass. But really, don't make everything Battle Pass. Don't let the free-to-play players really lose out on structure and armor. That would really suck. They said recipes will be unlocked for free for all good. So what does the Battle Pass do? We don't know what they do. Should I buy more APC wheels now? Yes, for keeps, because easier to craft now that they're rare, so do that. I kind of wish they'd do specials first, like do it one by one, start with the specials, see what happens, try to not destroy the market. But it's gonna be a brand new game. It is really exciting. Just Crossout, please don't mess this up. Please do a good job. And I'll see you guys later. Looking forward so much to this update. Bye guys.